Good morning. This is Frank with the Morning Quick Shot, brought to you by Trade Stockers and ninZa Pro Traders. It's Thursday, September 15th, around 6:30 Central Standard Time. Have quite a bit of news today. It's at 7:30 Central. Got core retail sales, PPI, Philly Fed. You got retail sales, and of course unemployment claims are the major ones, and then a few others. And then a little bit of news at 8:15. So could be a busy morning up until the opening. So just be cautious. So let's get started. Looks like last night we had the open around to 21:15, and then it kind of made its way up to looks like around 21:18, and then dropped all the way back down to our support zone here at 21:07 last night, around 9:30 Central Standard Time. We've now crossed above the 24-hour VWAP, above the open, and we've reached our high last night of 21:23.25. Now we've pulled back to test this zone and this overnight high where we first opened up right in this area at 21:17.75. So where do we go from here? We're still above the 24-hour VWAP. So we're looking to probably right in here. We're looking for it to rotate up at this point. If we can get this, if it gets the full rotation up, look forward to coming up there and retesting the 23, 24 area for first targets if you're coming in right now. And then after this reaches this 24 again, look for it to come back and retest this area again about the 23, 25, maybe just a little bit lower as it bleeds through just a little bit. But then look for the move on up to 28. And let's get this to move down to 28 area and here, and then look for it to come back and retest this open, yesterday's open here, and a major market profile number at 24. We should get this to hold if the bulls are going to step in and then take this all the way up. Next target would be up in this 34 area right here. Then look for it to pull back into the zone for some support and then right back up into there. So here's where you get some consolidation if we can get some good movement today. Bulls really step in and push, and depending on the news, this is where we can go ahead and move right on up to the 40 and back to 36 area as we retest the bottom of the zone, possibly even the 34, and then right back up. We got upward targets today of 45 at about the high, I would say, unless we really get bulls to step in. And I really, really like this news, but let's just be real cautious. So anywhere up in here, we could look for a major reversal at 46 area, but if we manage to get up to the 51, possibly there's a good chance for a big reversal here to push all the way back down to these 30s. And before we start getting some consolidation again back and forth in here. If it fails this 34, look for us to come right back into this zone down here at the 2120 area. So big moves are always possible right now. The market is very volatile, so be cautious. But if we do happen to get a 51, look for targets and zones up in 54. But then we have a lot of marker profile resistance at 56, 58, 9 area up in this area. So very unlikely we make it up to the 60. But if we do, this is major reversal area and time to come back down. So be careful again, like yesterday, any zone, any market profile could be a place for this market to turn and turn sharply. So get your targets, get your money, and reset. Now, if we come up here and we fell right into this area and don't make it up to this point at 21.23, then look for us to pull all the way back to the open and the 24-hour VWAP. We might get a bounce up here as it comes back and tests the zone, but then more than likely drive right back into the 2011 and all the way down to double bottom here at the 2107. Now here's where caution's really got to be advised. If we come up to this 2111 and top of this, at the bottom of this zone, and we fail this, and we come back down to this zone, all bets are off. We're going to look for a move all the way down to 2100. A lot of consolidation in here. Back up to this 2107, it could fall right back down to the 93 and get below this 2100. If we get below this 21 psychological level here and we cross below this zone, we're looking for trouble, looking for big drops down to the 2090 and down into lower targets from below. So just be real cautious with all this. All right. Now let's take a quick look at market profile for the day. Oops, can't get my indicators here. Market profile. Here we are for the daily chart. You can see we come right back down, testing this 38 retracement area, right in this area, 2111 last night, down to 2107, right down into here. So we're trying to come right back up in here. So a good point of reference, if we could get above this 24 to be safe, we could close above the 24, look for the retest to it, and then next target would be 34 and move. Before we get any kind of, if we get the double top up here, watch for this move back into here to 24 like we just talked about, and then possibly the move up to 41. We got to be real cautious. However, like I said, we get down to this 2103 or just below this 21, and we fall below, look for it to come all the way down to 93, and possibly for the 2187, 79 next target. So be real cautious. It could get really ugly today if the sellers step in. It shows up just a little bit better here on a 4-hour chart. You see we're right in here this morning and trying to move up. We hit the value area high, pulled back this morning. Now we're looking to test this, just like I said, 24. Intermediate target here at 30, but very, very weak. That's why 34. And then we've got this 32 retracement line right here at 37. So be cautious of this as well. All right, keep an eye on this. If you have any questions, contact Frank at tradestalkers.com and have a great day.